Hi, it's Thad at Willoway. We're starting a new season of videos, and we're kind of kicking off with our bare root room cooler. We got a truck in yesterday. That's the trees behind me. As you can see, they come in bundles, and they're all bare roots, so there's no soil on the roots. We have to keep the roots moist, so we're watering them a couple times a day in the cooler here, so that they stay hydrated. We have to process the trees, but first we kind of organize them, get them off, get the counts. And then we break the bundles apart by variety, genus and species, and then we process them, and we'll take a look at some of the processing we're doing. So when we're getting ready to process the trees, they come in, this is what they look like. This is what's called a branch. There's also called whips, which have no branches on them. They're generally sized. We have a lot of roots here, so we have to first go in and trim the roots back a little bit. That's take out any broken, encircling roots, anything like that. And then we're going to work on some of the form, like this one's a bad branch angle here. As you can see, it's very tight, so that one's going to get cut off. We're also processing back the height. We're going to take any co-dominance out of the tree, and then we're looking at making sure we've got a single leader. So we'll tip back all these branches back. We pretty much process it all with the Falcos. So we do each tree this way, and then we're trimming the roots on a trimming machine. We'll take a look at that. Machine that we built, and what he's doing is he's cutting the roots with a sickle bar, and we're trimming them down. So we have nice compact roots. That helps us get more fibrous roots when we plant them. Those will break, and we'll get a lot more fibrous roots that break off of that. So. We're going to be putting a bamboo stake on. We predetermine what bamboo goes on each type of plant. So we have that ready, and as you can see, we have our stock of bamboo. We have the machine. He's measuring the distance we want it in the ground for stability. And then we're using these rubber ties to put the bamboo onto each plant. We'll plant these out in the field, or they go in a pot, depending on the designation that we have. All right, so after we get the bamboo stake on, we put them in these bunkers. They're basically stacking in by variety. We ribbon them so they're all together. If there's multiple colors or multiple genus and species, we'll have different ribbons around the groups. This box is pretty much ready to go. The next stage is to put some of our canning material inside. That helps keep the roots moist and protect it a little bit from drying out in the sun. We'll go out and look at where we store them at. On our declute houses, and what we do is we do a little bit of reverse. We don't have a cooler system in there, but what we do is at night we open it up, let the cold air come in, and during the day when it's warmer, we close it up to trap the cold inside the house. And what we want to do is we want to get a little bit of crust into that material, and we'll go take a look at that. All right, so we're out in our declute house. One of the things that makes this unique is that we have what's called panda plastic or bunker plastic. So it's black on the inside, and on the outside it's white. That also helps keep it dark in here, to keep it cooler, and reflect some of the heat or light away. As I was talking about in the cooler, we put some of our canning material. You can see it's got a crust on the outside. I can't push in, it's frozen. That's exactly what we want. It doesn't hurt the roots to freeze them slightly with this material. We want it about an inch and a half deep in there. But that's perfect, helps keep these plants dormant. And as you can see, we've got them grouped by variety and where they're going in counts, and everything's tagged already with what it is. So we're ready to go right to the field or right to the canning barn when we want to can this stuff. So a little bit more of our bare root. This kind of ends our bare root processing part of the operation, and we go more into the canning barn and things we'll probably do in a future video. Hi, it's Thad at Willoway. We're here in one of our houses we got set for grafting. This particular, we're doing some syringa. And I want to talk a little bit about the basics of all our grafting. So we have a grafting station that we've kind of crafted here. The guys that do it, we've got this pole, it's got markings at different heights, and that's so we can have a reference when we line the tree up. We can get the right grafting height, which we set on all of the different plants. So this is a 42-inch one. The mark is right here. A little bit, we go out and we cut wood when it's above 32 degrees, and then use a grafting knife, and we're getting a piece, we'll cut in at the right height, and then we insert the wood in, and then what you'll see is we line up the phloem and the xylem tissues. That's the water and sugar conductive tissues in the plant. And we've got to make sure we get the right sizing to the right size. So you have to kind of pick through. It's a real art, the guys that do this all the time, and they get very fast when they have done it for a long time. I'm much more novice, but after we get the two lined up and they're kind of married up like that, then we take a rubber band, one of these, and it wraps around, and you can see that we've wrapped it really tightly, and it's tucked back in on itself so it holds. The next step is we're going to wax them. We'll go over and see some of that, and we do a couple other things. In the lead up to this, we have to cut the bamboo off. We did a real good process this year. We did a little bit of labor improvement, and we bought a Milwaukee battery powered pruners, and we're cutting the bamboo, and it's really saved us quite a bit of time in processing the bamboo this year. So that was a nice kind of addition to improving a process that we have here at Willoway. So we've now got everything to the point where we finish the process of grafting. So we take wax, paraffin wax, and coat the area where the grafts are. That's to help with reduce moisture loss and to help them kind of seal back up again, callus together. This particular grouping right here is Malice April Showers. So we also put a paint code down at the bottom. So, and also we have a tag in each one that we put in that says what it is. So we'll grow these on. These would not be for direct sales. This got more time in the production process here. All right, so that again, we moved down to our greenhouse growing range. We do a lot of seeding this time of year, URCs. We did an earlier video, you saw our cedar. I want to see some of the original stuff that we did with the cedar. This is Echinacea Magnus, we did from seed, so we have a really nice set. That's getting ready to shift next week. We're going to shift that. Heliopsis, Burning Hearts. You can see a really nice tray there. We grew from seed. So we're doing a lot more seeding here of our perennials in-house. We have Sclepias, Gay Butterflies. This is ready for, we're going to trim this. And the Heliopsis will get a little bit of a trim to get more branching and fill the plant out a little better. As you can see over to my side here, this is our heated growing range where we have underneath the white harvest guard, we have Asclepias there, we have Echinacea. We also do URCs on this range. The floor is heated to about 73 degrees with a boiler system, and we push up the seeding heat, and then the harvest guard is to keep the humidity up when once those break and start coming, we'll pull that off. Well, thanks. We'll wrap up the seeding here for today, but we'll visit this again to show you some updates as we go. We'll also go back to our grafting and more bare root probably as well here in the upcoming future videos here, and then as we shift gears, we'll go to the canning barn and some other stuff in future videos.